bad designs and just like, oh yeah, I've learned how to get around this terrible UX. And they do it because they do it every day because they're YouTubers. And then like this joker, me, I do this once a month, and every month I just forget. Then like, hey, where's the button? Hey, press what? Hey, how come cannot find key? Why so hard? Okay, we're streaming now. There's probably like a 20-second delay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got
It's
Zoom bombed
live.
like last month. So now I'm not publicly disclosing the Zoom link. So if the trolls really want to Zoom bomb us, I'm like, why on earth would you do this? This has an audience of, I don't know, 3 people. So we should be Zoom bomb free. Like I'm touching wood right now. Oh yeah, okay. So anyway, here's how it's gonna go. There's another speaker. She's dialing in from KL.
Okay.
She sort of semi-regular. She's called Olivia, and she'll be coming in a bit late, like 7:15-ish, because like she has work. So
Okay.
basically, how this goes is I will talk nonsense for about 10 to 15 minutes, like all the CSS news, whatnot. And then I'll introduce you. Then, cause you already sent me the link to
Yeah.
your video. I'm gonna play the video,
Okay.
and so it will run for like 13 minutes because your
Yeah.
video is beautifully a 13-minute video. Then
Yeah.
we swing back and we'll probably chat a bit about it.
Yeah. Sure.
If Olivia's still not around, we may stall for time for a bit, or I will run my backup talk. So
Okay.
it's very flexible one. We have no. Basically, our motto is consistently anyhowly. So we will happen every month, but anyhowly. So if your friends are new to this, good for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been advertising how fun the meetups are.
Lol, fun. Oh, you're so kind.
So we have one person
I
waiting
shared
right
this.
now. Do we want them in, or you want to open up the floodgates?
No floodgate nonsense. We will just admit folks as and when.
Okay.
Yeah, the opening the floodgates was what got us into the Zoom bomb problem to begin with. Lol.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, so I was trying to like subtly just tell my colleagues, oh yeah, tonight doing this CSS thing. Then I said, this is the COAL standard of Singapore meetups. COAL, COAL standard. I think I'm going to keep using that phrase. Singapore CSS, the COAL standard of meetups in Singapore. Lol. Where's this mysterious person? Oh, hello, mysterious person.
Oh, you have another monitor there.
Oh yeah, so I have the other computer is gonna run OBS, which is gonna do the recording. For
Okay.
yours, right? I'm like, I'm not gonna run. Maybe I'll record the live bits. Actually, we see
Okay.
how. We see how.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Because I don't want to cannibalize your viewers. Let me think about this. I will record lah. Then we see how we plan to release it. So anyway,
Yeah.
I don't want. This is a 2015 Mac. If I run everything, and I don't have external monitor, if I run everything here, right, plus stream, plus talk to you, plus my own slides, plus OBS, it's gonna explode. So I have a separate. That's a Windows machine. That's my gaming. Also, it's actually not very spry. It's a 9-year-old gaming rig, but it's a separate machine. So I'm OBSing there. So if I look to the other side, I'm actually looking at the OBS recording. This is where I'm running stuff. And yeah, so you are on our featured playlist thing.
Yes,
already.
thank you so much for that.
It's
That was very nice of you.
Local. Hashtag must support local. What else? No, actually,
Is it live stream live on YouTube yet?
No, it's live already.
Okay.
Me talking nonsense. Michael showing off his cloud background. I have no background. It's just I decided to doing Zoom calls in my room in the evening is very shit because I have a ceiling fan with a light. So I have to angle my head to block out the light. Otherwise, it's gonna look like this.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
light on the
So
fan.
I was like adjust
Okay.
my head. Yeah. So
You can always move the camera up, you know.
how to move the camera up? Like
It's on your laptop, is it?
yeah, like do I lift up my cannot lah. Table.
You could get like a laptop stand or something, you know.
Yeah, laptop stand. I just want to say right, like, cause all my stuff is at the company we work. Then CV, I can't go back and take all my stuff is in office
Oh,
Angry including my mechanical keyboard and my laptop stand and a lot of other stuff.
Can't you go in? Or you should be able to tap in, right? No, you can't.
My colleague tried to go back grab stuff last week. They don't let her in. They say, "Oh, come back after the official lifting." So she made a wasted trip. I think this week should be can already, but a bit busy. Then I go.
Okay.
See how maybe I don't know Friday. I miss my keyboard.
okay. We have 5 watching on Talk.CSS.
On the channel.
On the YouTube, yes.
They're gonna be sorely disappointed. At least okay, it's not lah. This is called like pre-show banter.
I
Ha.
need one more.
Hiya,
Okay.
where's my co-host? My co-host very busy. My co-host not coming. Upset.
No.
People doing big project. People very busy. Unlike me. Like gallivanting around. I cannot remember Olivia's Twitter handle how to spell. Meow.
I
Meow,
saw her
Oliver.
Twitter handle and I saw some of her code prints and it's like mind-blowing stuff. Olivia.
Yeah.
Alright. Amazing.
Yep.
Spell. Oh, the underscore's at the back. I thought the underscore in the front. Nonsense. Olivia is too common really. Anyway. Haro.
It actually took a while for me to parse your hello, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Are you on speaker? I'm hearing like an echo. Or is it just me? No?
I think it's just you.
My YouTube is on mute, so.
Okay, then it's probably just me. Never mind. Let's make it. Okay. Excellent. Amazing. Okay, this is very cognitive. This is a big cognitive load because I'm not actually. So my audio is streaming on this machine.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming out of that machine, which I'm listening through the headphones to make sure that the recording has sound. It's
okay.
It's a very heavy cognitive load. I'm so confused. If it doesn't work, then the recording no audio lah. I'm tired. Oh yeah, so this I realized that this Haro thing is it's just quite tricky for non-Singlish speakers to pass. Yeah. I once tried to like distill some general rules to Singlish, even though there aren't any, is that L sometimes becomes R. Or vice versa.
Yeah.
And the V sound can be omitted. So for example, government, you say government. Or like never mind, you say never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah. What else? Oh, like children can become children.
Okay. So it's like shortening of a lot of words.
Just think of it as like your tongue is very lazy to enunciate.
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So everybody can become a buddy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I usually try to spell it out, and then everyone is like, "What are you talking?" Just sound it out, sound out the sound, and then you'll get it.
I'm actually a big fan of this YouTube channel called Michelle Chong.
Wait, what?
Michelle
Uh,
Chong.
Yeah, on YouTube, and she speaks proper Singlish, I guess, and I find it super entertaining to watch. It's like so funny and it's also informative. Have you seen it?
Wait, Michelle Chong is like MediaCorp Michelle
Actress,
Chong?
Yes, I
yeah,
think so.
yeah, should
Oh,
be that one.
cool. Hey, everyone is like branching into YouTube. It's like the thing.
Oh, is she like a very popular person in Singapore?
Actress.
But
She's an
she is
act.
an actress. Like she has
Oh,
a
okay,
portfolio of work, TV
okay.
dramas or stuff like that, right? I think. I don't know, man. I've not watched TV in years, honestly. Like our TV channel is perpetually on Channel News Asia. It's been boring. Hey, Visha, are you still a student?
I just completed my course actually. I'm waiting for my results.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
NUS student?
yeah,
Nice, nice.
yeah. It's been 1 year since I came here. I came here for a 1 year degree, and now it's over. It's
Oh,
been yeah,
congratulations.
it's been 1 year since I came to Singapore.
Nice, nice. How are you finding it?
Yeah, it's awesome. Uh, Many things are very smooth.
Nice.
Yeah,
Have you gone home since you've been here?
I went home in December.
Oh, okay.
Thankfully, before all the things happened.
Ah, man. So
Yeah.
how's it back home for you? Like your family and stuff?
Back in India, right now the cases are rising. They still have the lockdown going on.
Mm-mm.
But the place, I'm actually from the south. My place is okay right now. Case went to 0, and then now it's somewhere in single digit, double digit right
Oh, that's
now.
good to hear.
Yeah.
I have a colleague who mentioned like just before we knocked off work that there's going to be a cyclone that's going to hit her hometown.
Cyclone.
Yeah. I don't know if she's from Mumbai or not, but like she's like, it's never happened before.
Okay.
So that was quite disturbing. But like that's not
Hello, Olivia.
that's not hitting you. Right?
Hello.
Is she here?
Yes, she's
I
in the
can't see.
call.
Wait. Hello, Queen.
Oh, hello.
Queen CSS. Hello,
Haha,
your
don't call me that
Hi.
lah.
present.
Hi.
So honored. Hello. Everybody, meet Olivia.
What everybody? Got how many people?
Actually, no, it's not 6, it's 4 because I'm 2 computers. Hello.
Oh,
But according to Visa, got people watching live stream on YouTube. I am not opening that because then I'll have 3 audio streams and confuse myself even more.
well, there are 8 people on the live stream.
Hello, 8 people on the live stream. Please don't have high expectations because we are the whole standard of meetups in Singapore. COAL. Whole standard.
COAI.
Okay, so you are here, so I can turn off Twitter. Amazing. Okay, post this. We start at 7 o'clock lah. Then, so okay, some introduction. Vishak is going to be the first speaker. Vishak is Olivia is Vishak. Vishak is a student who just finished his degree, and basically he launched his YouTube channel to talk about CSS bytes. And then I saw an opportunity to ask him to debut one of his videos on us. So then, cause nobody want to speak, then I'm like, shit, I'm desperate now. Then he like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do it. Like, yes, amazing, yeah. So I think it's really serendipitous that the video is Flexbox and then you talk about grid. So it's very
Yeah.
very on theme. And because I couldn't find anyone else, I'm the backup, but I'm not on team. Gonna talk about colors. But we see how. So Olivia, you want to drag long 可以的 no problem. My this one is just like a backup.
Huh?
Up to you, up to you. You want to talk short also can, you want to talk long also can. Because we are anyhowly.
Okay.
Anyhowly TM. Were you here last month? Then I must tell you scandalous news. We kena Zoom bomb. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, cause I think we had some we anyhowly put a password. Then kena Zoom bomb.
Oh.
Then,
What does that even mean?
Hmm?
What does Zoom bomb even mean?
So like random trolls come and
Oh.
go over your screen, and then they start saying offensive shit. And then it took me all of 2 minutes to like kick them out. Cause if you kick them out on Zoom then they cannot come back in. Then 我 click 不小心把 issue click 出去 then she cannot come back.
You put admin as password, is it?
I think I put Talk.CSS or some very lame, very obvious guessable word whatever, and then I was like, oh no, my hand-eye coordination is like compromised in the evening. Then miss, click wrongly, the issue cannot come back. She would watch my stream. Oh, okay. Michael would carry on. Okay, 3 minutes. Actually, I don't know what's the lag between this and YouTube. Cause I always never look. I think 20 seconds.
Actually, I'm very unsure how clear, because if I share my slides, how clear is it on YouTube? Zoom, I for sure know because yesterday I tried out with my colleagues.
I feel it will be the same quality as what I'm seeing. What the Zoom, because it's a Zoom stream over and because Michael is a paid account, so the Zoom integration is on his account. It's not bad.
Not bad.
Then you
Hopefully, I know y'all cannot read the code.
I just ask you Zoom
Oh my God, okay.
ask you Zoom and then ask you to like
presentation. I guess so.
Unless your text keep flash. If your text keep flashing, then I will be. Then don't
no flash.
That's why I won't flash one. So then just don't go next screen so fast. So never mind one. You got all the time in the world.
Okay.
Anyway, are you at home now?
At home as in KL.
Oh. But your hometown is KL, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. KL MCO not over yet, right?
No, over.
Until when?
Stay at home every day. June 9th.
Oh, okay.
But if you go outside, everyone's just walking. Like no COVID like that.
Okay.
No mask. Like that, no.
Yeah. Actually here I think the masks have taken hold because I've not met anyone like outdoors without a mask so far lah. My area.
Singapore very quiet.
Because NTUC you don't wear mask, you don't need to go in. Not legit. And some more I'm one of those like hermits that I don't leave my house. Like, I leave my house on average like once every 3 days. I'm like, no more break. Oh, okay. And then reluctantly go out my house. Which is not an excuse because I live in Bedok and like we got like Bedok, Bedok interchange got all the famous stores like some Li Ji for goreng pisang then or like so all the got name one it's like literally 300 meters away. Then I look out, then I look at the sun, I'm like, no. Then I never go. See, she's like, I'm letting down all the people who stay in Punggol where they have no food. Actually, Richard, where are you? I shit on people who don't live in the east. I'm a horrible human being. Yeah, but Richard, where do you stay?
I stay near my campus, south.
South.
Near Pasir Panjang.
Oh, Pasir Panjang.
Yeah.
Also a bit middle of nowhere. You're uni student also like middle of nowhere, nothing to eat one. I'm judging.
Yeah, but still there are very few food places around.
Right,
very few.
It's like, so sad. You're very sad. Okay, everybody, it is now 7 p.m. I will begin by sharing my screen. Okay, so because I'm doing this by myself, it's going to be a tire fire because I cannot. Oh, the share screen, but I was like, where the share screen? But The host disabled attendee screen sharing and Michael went for dinner. This is not good.
Oh no, I think you better call Michael, man.
Yeah, I know. Okay, everybody please keep the conversation going whilst I attempt to... Should have tested screen sharing. Clearly, never test. For everybody on the live stream, we are sorry. You'll be hearing this 20 seconds later, but like, hi, technical difficulties. So now it's going to be banter until we can fix the screen sharing. Okay, banter. Like, Vishak, tell us why you decided to start a YouTube channel talking about CSS.
I mean, I've always liked CSS. I liked working with it, and I just have a lot of free time right now. And I mean, I could one idea was that I could start writing blogs on my website or something like that. And but I was too lazy to write down everything that I'm figuring out. And
I respect that.
yeah, and then so I thought just recording my screen is easier.
Oh,
So,
okay.
just
His
a bit of,
latest cohort.
okay.
Oh, can already. Oh my god, the amazingness of mobile technology, everybody. Okay. Now I have to locate the correct screen to share. You think if we I know I got excuse. My company don't use Zoom on a daily basis. Use Google Hangouts. Slow. Okay, let's see. Click the green button. Okay. Click the window you want to share, then click share. Okay, everybody, what you see?
Yeah.
Your screen, no?
Wrong. You want like that? I cannot zoom to save my life. Okay, let me make this big. And then I must press record on OBS. Start recording.
The Malayan wearing a mask.
Click one button. I click stream. Okay, wait. Sorry. Start recording. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello to the one person who is in the Zoom call who is not a speaker, and however X number who is watching this on YouTube with a 20-second lag. Welcome to the 51st edition of Talk.CSS. We did not expect to last this long. This is our 4th year, as most good TV series usually peak at season 4 and then it just goes downhill after that. This might happen to us. We shall see. Anyway, as you can see, it is this is my room. Everybody's on Zoom. You're also at home, or maybe you are queuing for bubble tea and watching this on your phone. I don't think that's true. So clearly, even though government says CV is over, it's not. Okay, they have said, yeah, circuit breaker will be eased off in phases. Long story short, they're just extending CB. So we are still at home, and the Singapore CSS logo still encourages mandates that you should wear a mask, like our logo. So you can join us on these channels. Actually, nobody really uses it. This is legacy from 4 years ago. But the links are valid. As for example, our homepage is still hosted on GitHub because we are still broke. We still have an operating budget of $0. So like that. We also have a newsletter. A newsletter basically is the text version of the next 10 minutes where I force all of you, actually I cannot force you, you can just turn off the video if you don't want to listen. HTML and CSS news for the month. So that's that. You can join this anyhow community. You have code conduct. Akong say, I'm invoking the power Akong to tell you all that we do not tolerate harassment of participants in any form. Behave yourself or you'll be kicked out. And we have tested this. If we kick you out in Zoom, cannot come back in because I accidentally kicked out a friend and then she cannot come back in. So apologies to friend. Next time I will aim properly with my mouse. But yeah, so please kindly be nice to everybody. Shoutouts to engineers.sg. If you are in the Zoom call, actually I don't know what you see on YouTube, but you will see an E icon. That's engineers.sg, and they are the ones who have endeavored to record every single tech meetup in Singapore since 1,000 years ago. And so every meetup in Singapore needs to shout engineers.sg because They are amazing. And then the logo on the right is CA, stands for Cheon. Full name, Mr. Lim Cheon, whom I endearingly call the Sweat King of Singapore because he is the Sweat King of Singapore. First batch of Singapore CSS stickers was printed by Mr. Lim. Because I cannot see you all in person, I have a excessive stock of stickers. We see how lah. I don't know. Maybe if you all want, then I can go and like support SingPost and then send to you all or whatever lah. We see how. Okay. Options. But we got stickers lah, huh? Friends. Meetups and friends. We are kind of a sister meetup of Singapore JS, which is like I feel they're one of the most long-standing around. They've been around for like 7-8 years, you know. They are the premier front-end meetup in Singapore. One day somebody said, hey, I think Singapore JS are very JavaScript heavy. Okay, so we spun off, then we do CSS. And then React Knowledgeable is our best friend meetup also. They relatively young, started like 20 last year maybe. But yes, friends. So you should like attend their meetups too. Post of the month, the interwebs, because COVID. Okay, color of the month. This is my favorite thing. So if you have never been attended any of our 51 meetups before, you probably you can consider, if you never come back, I can understand that. But anyway, every month we have this thing called CSS color of the month. There are grand total 148 named CSS colors. I did not start this from the first edition, but basically, long story short, is that there are enough CSS colors to last about 12 years. We are somewhere into year 4, lots of colors left, so no worries. Color of this month, light coral. Okay, coral is a pink-orange color, which is a representation of, I cannot pronounce this word, Cnidarians, known as precious corals. And light coral is a lighter version of coral. The first recorded use of coral as a color name in English was in 1513. I may or may not be doing a lightning CSS talk on colors to pad time after my 2 esteemed speakers. So we'll maybe talk about this a bit more. Okay, so how CSS colors work is that if you're like me, cannot remember numbers to save your life. Like, I cannot remember phone number. No matter how beautiful it is, I can't remember. You know how I remember phone numbers, right? I use finger physical, like I will have to tap the action to remember phone number. I can't remember number. So like hex codes don't really mean much to me. So if you don't like hex code or you don't like to write color functions, you can use the English word light coral. No space, no dash, no underscore, light coral. Just spell it out. Underscore. But if you are a numbers person, you can use like F08080 as the hex code, or you can use the RGB A or without an A color function to get this beautiful pinkish orangey hue on your side. Yes, CSS color of the month, light coral, everybody. Today's agenda, start off as usual, me telling you all about HTML and CSS news of the month that you don't care about, lol. And then we managed to snag Bishop, who has recently started a YouTube channel on CSS. I managed to track him to make him debut his second video with us. So you are premium, okay? This is like premium content for free. And then of course I also managed to track CSS Queen Olivia Ng, dialing in all the way from KL. We talk about grid. So there's a theme here, and then if they talk very fast, then pad time, I pad time at the end, talk about colors. So, okay, without further ado, let's move on to the news of the month. There's my link. So if you attended a live one, basically this is the point in time where I do this in front of people. So now I'm just doing the same thing virtually, where I also, oh my God, I can memorize our GitHub account. Amazing. So proud of myself. So everything open source lah, cause like close what source? There's nothing here that is worth anything. Oh my God. anyways, 51. So June, I zoom. So from browser land, right, actually it looks like there's a lot of stuff. Basically from over the years, the refresh, release cycle has gotten faster for Firefox. Firefox has gone on to a 4-week release cycle. So depending on the calendar, right, sometimes we'll get 2 months in a row. So like this month, kena 76 and 7. 77 came out, I think, yesterday, something like that. So I managed to catch it. But actually catch also no point lah, because 77 was mostly JavaScript updates. Lol. But anyways, got bug fixes, cause like, you know, they always ship bug fixes, which is great. So apparently the option element were when the element content empty, the label value for the option element wasn't displayed. It's a bug. They fixed it now. Amazing. Most of the things in 77 were dev tools for JavaScript. So I think I don't know about the rest of you. For me, like CSS debugging, I default to Firefox. Then JavaScript, I will like use Chrome, because everybody got 8 browsers installed, right? You need like 2 versions of Chrome, then 3 versions of Firefox, 2 versions of Safari, and then have another computer for IE, right? So this is not news. But I think they're trying to catch up on the JavaScript tooling side of things. So a lot of 77 was JavaScript and web API updates. So you can check out there. They actually has a feature article on that on Mozilla Hacks. 76 we missed last month. I think what was interesting, so again, bug fix, but what's interesting? CSS for system colors are now supported. Okay, so what are system colors? This one, right? This one a bit interesting. System colors is different from name colors. Okay, name colors is all the similar, what light coral, light golden rod yellow, whatever nonsense. That's named colors. System colors, right? These are fairly new, introduced in CSS color module level 4. They are relevant for something called forced colors mode, which is also a relatively new color mode. What you do is that your browser is going to restrict colors onto a user and browser defined palette. So the options for system colors, right, are things like active text, button face, field, link text. And the full list of all these, right, is inside the spec, inside the level 4 spec. So this is now actually supported in 76. Quite interesting. So it's in a stable version. So if you, I don't know, if you have anything like everything that's trivial, then you want to try it out, you can go and try. Quite interesting. Again, the next link is the features. So there's again more API stuff and JavaScript stuff released, including audio worklets. So that's 76. Safari technology preview. Actually, I'm kind of fond of Safari technology preview these days, because I was lucky enough to have a chat with some of the WebKit engineers once, and I asked them that question. I'm like, oh, so your technology preview, is it nightly or like Chrome's Canary where you all try stuff out? And then he was like, the WebKit team is quite small. We don't really have the effort for experiments. Everything that we ship in technology preview will end up stable. I was like, whoa. I don't know if you're trying to throw shade or not, but basically, right, everything in technology preview, right, it's not going to be taken out one. It's there. It's just see when iOS want to roll, when the OS want to roll it out. So all the stuff in technology, and they are actually very cutting edge. Now it's 107. 106 has already added support for the selector level 4 selectors. So there's where and is. It's very fun, because there was this CSS dev rel who posts a lot of these kind of quiz tweets from time to time. He was asking, hey, what's the difference between is and where? Trick question. They behave exactly the same. It's just that one has so is used to be matches. So this spec has evolved over some time, right? But what you use it is used to match a list of selectors. So is used to be called matches, and now they alias it. I don't know if matches you use whether it works or not. If you have Safari technology preview, you can try using matches and see if it's supported. So you plug in a list of selectors, and is will let you hit everything inside the brackets. Where does the same thing. It's just that where doesn't add specificity. I think this should be a proper lightning talk. But it's outlined in the spec. You can go and read. It's actually quite fun. And it's not just fun. It's actually going to be very useful because I think it's quite powerful in terms of like as a selector, and it can help in making your code like more concise, especially if your styles are very based on different states, for example. So this is pretty good. Yeah, should download Safari TP as one of your secondary browsers. You already have 8. What's one more, right? Chrome 83 has updated form control. So for a lot of the UI elements, we cannot style. So they are like defaults, and Chrome 83 kind of like made it look better. Yeah, so can go and check that out. Support for the revert keyword is fun, but I talked about this last month, so okay, I don't want to repeat myself. Okay. So Microsoft had their like build event a couple weeks ago, and they never announced, but because I don't know, 20,000 people watched build, someone realized that one of the presenters was using Microsoft Edge on Linux, and then he screenshotted it, and he went viral on Twitter. Long story short, I think Edge for Linux is might be coming out soon, because they really, I think they're on purpose one. They on purpose quietly, then get some, hey, do your presentation on Edge using a Linux machine, okay? Then he's probably like, okay, fine. So yeah, they did that. In specification land, some updates. Text decoration level 4 working draft has been updated. Text decoration, in case you didn't know what it covers like underlines, text shadows, emphasis, all that. I think I mentioned this about a few editions ago, because one of the browsers supported skip ink or something like that. Basically makes your underlines look better. Yeah, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You don't have to like do the border trick to make. If I know a lot of people don't like that the underlines are like kissing the bottom of their text sometimes, then they like do that. This gives you more granular control over your underlines and overlines if you use those things. So that's a good thing. Display module level 3 also got updated. Basically, it's a wording updates to make things more clear. I think they added in a very explicit line that display is not an animatable property. I don't know if anybody tried to animate that. It doesn't make sense from an interpolation point of view. Why would you try it? But I don't know, okay. But so they did a lot of clarifications. Position layout working draft was also updated. So like they've started to rearrange, rewrite, and update a lot of the stuff in CSS2 into their individual modules. So like things like display, position, box model, all these were part of the huge monolithic CSS2 document. So now they're actually, modularizing it as well, and then, making things more clear, adding examples and things like that. I think it's a very good thing. So position, which is like, your relative, absolute, whatever, they've kind of like put it out into its own module. And it's a working draft at the moment. So I feel that if you're confused about a lot of the positioning stuff, right, this is the spec to read. Because it explains the words, the phrasing is much clearer than the original, the CSS2. I don't know if you ever tried to read the CSS2 one for like how they calculate sizing, and it's really target at engineers, not target at humans one. They say it's English, it's not. Like I read, and then I read again, and then read a third time, I still don't get it. I don't read so many times before, like, I think, and it's I think I know. But the wording for all the module style specs are a lot more friendly. So take it from someone who has read both. This one you trust me, okay? I talk a lot of nonsense for the most part, but this one not nonsense, this one is real. And so box sizing, hey, it's now its own thing. So this is first public working draft for box sizing. And what's cool about this is that it introduces an explicit aspect ratio property. So it's defined there. So what aspect ratio is used? Is used in the calculation of auto sizes. And I think for most of the the most recent versions of the modern browsers, right, they now set the default aspect ratio of images based on your images width and height attributes. So this is not the CSS property width and height, it's like your image, right? You have a width attribute and a height attribute. It's kind of like when you do SVG, you put in those values, right? Modern browsers will detect that as a like a default aspect ratio. So it's from Firefox 71 onwards. I think Chromium, can't remember the number, and WebKit is also supporting this soon. So this is good because you can use this to prevent layout shifts. So like the most common use case, I encounter this like so often. I load a page, right? Then the image somehow never optimized and take very long to load. Then I scroll. Just as I want to click the link, jump. Oh, piss me off. So this ability, I would say, if the browser helps you set a default aspect ratio, it kind of I don't think it will get rid of it altogether, the jumping, but it will minimize it. So that's a good like UX improvement. So this is pretty cool. There's also stuff about intrinsic sizing and extrinsic sizing. If you don't even know what that is, go and read the spec, man. I'm like funneling you all to read specs. In terms of interesting links land, I think because now COVID, everybody just sit at home and write articles, lots and lots of articles. Let's see. Let me just point to one that is interesting. Oh, okay. This one. Ask an expert why is CSS. Oh, this one is so good. So, if you heard of Stripe, you know a friend who works at Stripe or payment company Stripe. They have this publication department, I think, and they publish this magazine called Increment. The online version, all the articles are free. They also have a print version, very nice. This edition, front end edition. So it's not just CSS. They've interviewed Evan Yo about Vue. He talks about Vue 3. There's some CSS stuff. There's like architecture stuff, micro front ends, everything. It's a lot of content. It's very well designed. One of my favorite sites as well as like front end related magazines. So you look for Increment magazine. So this is one of the features. As an expert, why CSS is the way it is. Oh my god, so good. So that's my recommended article. The rest of them are also very cool lah. So like just gonna read lah. Like you're at home, what are you gonna do anyway, right? Read more, man. A lot of people also do code pens. Let's see. Okay, Animal Crossing is a thing. I don't know how many of you play Animal Crossing, but like, okay, let's show this. Someone did pure CSS Animal Crossing because I guess everything in Animal Crossing can be recreated, or so that's kind of cool. It's pure CSS. So very impressed. You know what's even more impressive? Oh my god, did I not edit in here? Oh shit. Okay, no, there's this. Oh, I really didn't edit in here. Oh my god, this is very bad. This is so bad. But it's basically there's a CSS oil painting. I'm gonna add this in later. You're go and Google it lah. It made news. Cannot. I must use Google. Google's a better search. Was it Francine? No. Basically, is this lady. I think she open sources everything. I'm okay. She has done this multiple times. So it's not the first time that we've talked about this. Her CSS is different level one. It's like this one. Oh, there's a new one. Come on, load M1 internet. Come on. Excuse me, this CSS. Excuse me. This is CSS. You right click, inspect. Can see. Okay, it's not showing up on Zoom. Whatever. Anyway, it's CSS. Hello, everybody. Got URL. Go and right click inspect CSS. What is this? This is crazy. Okay, so that's it. That's it for news and whatever nonsense. For the benefit of saving effort, Vishak has kind of already sent me the link. So I'm just going to play Premiere, the Flexbox layout by Vishak.
Is the audio clear?
Okay, wait, something went wrong. Share screen. Share. Play.
I think the audio is still a bit low.
Is it working?
No, the audio is quite low.
Yeah.
Okay, pause. And go back. And let me think.
Can you set the source of audio to the computer?
Good point. System? Is that? Okay, if I play, right?
No, way better.
No, huh? Okay. I'm going to do the most low-tech solution.
For us to lay things out in our web page.
Okay.
It might seem a little
slightly
hard.
better.
There are a lot of properties, but for the sake of our understanding, I've broken it down into three broad topics: orientation, alignment, and flexibility. Let's get started. So to make a division to behave like a flex box, it's pretty simple. We just set the display as flex. So this makes our div to be a flex box. So basically, we need to know that there are two types of flex box that we can define. One is the block flex box, the other is the inline flex box. So if we define a flex box, if we define a container to be display flex, it's going to be a block flex box. What this means is that this division is going to have the properties of flex box inside it, but outside it, it's going to behave like a block element. So that's why it doesn't allow two elements to be side by side. It breaks, it takes the whole line. Whereas if you define it as an inline flex, it's going to allow things to be placed side by side because it behaves like an inline block element. Okay. So when we define a container to be a flex box, it's called a flex box, and the items inside it is called a flex item. So now let's get started with the orientation properties. The powerful properties that I was talking about at the first, we have a lot of ways to orient it and to align things. So the first couple of orientation properties are meter, row, and row reverse. It's pretty evident from the diagrams to understand what this does. Flex direction row is the one that we have a default. Row reverse is going to be reversed 3 to 1. And some other orientation properties, the column and the column reverse. And we also have something called the flex wrap. So if we set the flex wrap to be no wrap, that means that how many other elements we have in the container, it's going to try to squish it and fit everything into one flex line. But if we have a flex wrap to be wrapped, it's going to create a new flex line for you to accommodate that flex item. So we can actually combine these two properties to be one single property called the flex flow, and we can define both the values to here, the row and the wrap. So the same applies to column. And now let's get started with the alignment properties. So after we've oriented our flex container the way we want, we need some more fine tuning in terms of alignment. So that's when the justified content comes in. So we have a bunch of ways to do this: centering things, aligning things to left, aligning things to right. Space between basically takes all the extra space and splits between the flex item, whereas space around takes the extra space, splits it between the flex items, but also saves some space for between the start element and the start point. So basically this width is going to be half of whatever is the width is the gap between the flex items. So that's space, that's the difference between space between and space around. We also have something called align items. So what's the difference between justify content and align items? Justify content acts in the axis, the main axis. So if our container is a row, our main axis is going to be the row. So whatever justify content is applies, it's going to be row related. And if we call align, if we use align, it means that we're gonna do things in the cross axis, not the main axis. So if we give it a center, we can actually vertically align things. Like start, puts it at the top, puts it to the bottom, and stretch is what we get by default that we see here also. Flex just stretches the whole element to occupy the whole height. And then we also have a few other alignment properties. Align content. We saw the align items, but now we have align content. Oh, it's a lot of properties. But let's see what this does. So we actually have two flex lines here. Align content actually applies values to all the flex lines. So the first flex line, we want to put it at the top. So flex start goes to the top. Second one also follows that. Similarly with the flex end, all the flex lines to the bottom. Stretch is what we get by default. It stretches all the elements so that it occupies the entire height of the parent container. And align content center, we get to align all the lines, all the flex lines to be in the center. So this is pretty fine-tuned alignment. And yes, space between, space around, so it exists. And just talking about it is, it's hard for us to understand. So we're going to be exploring an example right now. So basically, I want to create this type of a graphical poster layout with Flexbox with whatever we learned now. Let's see how we can do that. So basically, I've set up a code pen, and you can see that we have a header, we have a h1, and inside h1 I've defined all the text inside spans so that I have individual element control. So first we need to center this item, right? So how do we do that? First, set this to flex, justify content to be center, and okay, we want to align it vertically, so align items to be center, and then give it a height of 100 px. So now we've aligned it. Now we want to make it into a column, right? So flex. So I'm actually putting a Flexbox inside a Flexbox. We can do these kind of things. And flex flow is a column, and I don't want it to wrap. Now we have this. Maybe we can increase the font size to 5x and have a border 5 pixels and 5 pixels solid black. Yes. Maybe we can do it 50 pixels. Okay. So now everything is aligned to the left. We can align it to the center by putting it in this. Align item center. We have it at the center, but we don't exactly want it at the center. So I'm actually going to be showing you another property called align self. So if I give align self to be flex start, it's gonna allow us individual control over our flex item. And then for the right element, I want to put it as align flex end. And there you go. We have our graphical poster layout. So that's it for the alignment properties. Now let's explore the flexibility properties. So as you saw with align self, I've actually applied this to the Flexbox item, not the parent. So flexibility is something similar. We have flex row, flex shrink, and flex spaces. We can combine all three and call it as flex. And this is what is recommended also by the W3 committee. So what does this do? If we say flex row, it actually means that the element that we apply flex row to, we wanted to take the entire width of the parent container. That is, if we set it as 1. This actually means that 1 actually means 100% here. So we are saying our item, the flex item, to take the entire 100% width of its parent container. Similarly with shrink, if there is less space, how much should our element shrink? Flex spaces, 330 pixels. So flex spaces is actually a flexible width. So this actually says that if we have enough space and we haven't given it a flex row property, then take 30 pixels. But if we have lesser space, we're going to decrease the width. So it's not a fixed property like width. It's sort of confusing to understand it here, so let's go to an example. So I've actually set up another code pen. So this is a relatable example for us. So the width is actually the monthly income, and the width of the individual flex items is our expenditure. So $160 for rent, $160 for electricity order, food $160, entertainment savings $160. But it actually means pixels. I just put dollars for the fun of it. So let's try to understand what flex does here. So let's say we are freelancers and our salary is going to increase and increase over the period of time, and we just start a new project and our monthly salary is increasing. So at this point, we actually want to put more into our savings. That means we just want this part to grow. We want others to be fixed. How do we do that? So let's start giving out flex properties. 0, 0, 360. Our rent is $300. It's going to be fixed. So no matter whether it becomes how much ever our income is, it's going to be fixed our rent. And similarly with our electricity bills, it's going to be 150. And our food is going to be 150 as well. And our fund budget for the month is going to be another 100 maybe. And our savings is going to be 100. So we have some extra space here. So we have some extra cash that we want to put into savings. So how much ever extra cash we have, we want to put all into savings. So we set the flex grow property to be 1. That means that all the other bits are fixed, whereas the savings width is going to increase. It's going to be a minimum of 100. So we define 100 here. So that means the flex space is 100. The minimum it can take is 100. And then we go to 10. We don't want this. So we want to say that if our salary goes below 783 here, we actually want to decrease our savings. So if we give our flex shrink to be 1 as well, we are going to be out of debt because we're going to take some cash out of our savings, right? So this is like an interactive example. I've given the link to the below section. You can go and check it out. You can just play around with it. Something like this. We want 1 here. So that means that if we have extra salary, the extra space is going to be split equally between savings and fund. So extra space, only the fund and savings increasing, we decrease it. 4 of it is going to be decreased. So that's what this is. Go and check it out. This will bring a better understanding about the flex property. Okay. So when should you use the flex box? So a simple example is if you want to have a grid, something like this, it's better that you use the grid rather than the flex box. So grid is another display property that came out after the flex box. Until we had the grid, we were using flex box to do grids, but now the W3C committee actually discourages people from using flex box as grid. But if you want to create layouts like this, where you don't know exactly what is the width of your elements, some could be big, some could be small, but you still want to accommodate things inside your parent container, then you should probably use Flexbox. Okay, this is an example by Rachel Andrew. So if you want to have something like this, like labels, you should use Flexbox because we don't exactly know how long it's going to be each time. So if you just put it inside a Flexbox, it's going to take care of aligning things for you. It's not going to go outside your container, and it's pretty simple to do this. Just display flex, display content center, and that's it. And here's another example. So as we keep increasing and decreasing our width, the middle one increases and decreases as well. So how do they do that? They have just made it display flex and given a width of 100%. So whatever width is remaining, it's going to take 100% of it, the input. And here's another blog by Rachel Andrew. This explains a lot of use cases of Flexbox. There are a lot of examples here. I don't want to go through all the examples, so I'm going to give this link in the description so that you can go and check it out. And that's it for today's video. I hope you found it useful. See you next time.
Amazing.
Yes, that's my second video.
So this is Vishak is live. I mean, I just played his video, but yes, he's here, and I will just, like rapid fire interview. So introduce yourself to, I don't know, the 3 people who are watching right now.
Yeah, so that was my video. This is my second video actually, and my first video was actually a bit smaller. It was on the box sizing property. I don't know why I chose such a big topic to do this time. Actually, I just started to do this because I came across this thing called Learn in Public, and instead of writing blog posts, I found it easier to record my screen and post it as videos. And using tools like Canva, maybe I can share what I use to record these videos. It's a pretty simple workflow. I'm not even doing any editing. I'm just learning something new, and then holding myself accountable for making a video. And then by the end of the time, I learn a lot more than what I will if I don't hold myself accountable. So that's why I started making this. Yeah, and generally I like CSS, and I wanted to share whatever I learned.
Amazing. So anyway, we, even though our YouTube channel has, I don't know, 3 subscribers, we have chosen to feature Vishak as one of our playlists, because like have to support local and support CSS content. Anyways, if you have any questions, I guess YouTube live chat or Zoom chat or ping Vishak on the social medias? Question mark.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter.
Okay.
I got a question. Hey.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, how long did you take to make one video?
The recording actually, maybe I took like 10 takes. Even if I make a single mistake, I have to retake the entire thing. So that's the disadvantage of this.
Why you don't fix it in post? No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sit and edit it afterwards, so I just want to do it in one take.
That's true.
Yeah, the whole recording thing maybe took 3-4 hours, but preparing the content, I just staggered across a few days. Like maybe it just took a week, and then slowly built up the stuff that I want to show here.
Nice. So Vishak has described his process. It's not very high barrier. So some of you who don't really like to write can consider this as an alternative way of learning in public. We're going to shout out. This is like almost the motto of our best friend meetup, RK. Amazing. Okay, someone asked, are we supposed to be watching on YouTube or here? It's your choice. We give you choice, so you choose. Anyway, okay, let's move on. Okay, wait. I must press my OBS button. Everybody just on hold. Okay, so moving on to our second esteemed speaker for the night, Olivia Ng. Say hi. Hi.
Hello.
Please proceed to share your beautiful screen.
My screen, okay.
My finger already aim the start recording button.
Wait,
Don't
hold on.
talk yet. I will start when your screen is sui. OT, one time, one target.
Wait. Can?
Okay, chop. You ready? You ready?
Ready lah.
Okay, go.
Wait, I want to confirm something first. Can you see my cursor moving? Because I know.
And
Okay. So hi guys. I'm Olivia. I do a lot of CSS grids for fun, not for profit. So I thought today's talk will be building a CSS grid layout. So what we're really going to do is I'm going to take a magazine layout and then sort of show you how usually how the layout can be built using CSS grid. I got this idea from a Smashing conference. Jen Simmons did this live. Jen Simmons is a developer advocate for Mozilla, and she does a lot of CSS grid stuff. And during that conference, Chris Coyer, the CSS god, pretty much gave her a flash drive and then say, I don't think she has seen the layout before. Gave it to her and then say, okay, you're coding this live on stage. So this is where the idea came from, but we're not doing it live because we're not crazy. We're just gonna pretend that it's sort of like, but yeah, so let's get started. But before I jump in to the magazine layout, this is the very basics of CSS Grid. And it's actually very good that we follow after VShark. So this is a tic-tac-toe layout, I guess. This is the HTML. It's HTML, it's just part. Each of them is a div. Board is the parent div, and then all the others are the child divs. And if you follow VShark's presentation closely, this is how you would do it in Flex. You display Flex. I purposely put like an absolute unit because I just want to, and then Flex and hide it. To do this in CSS Grid, it's actually only 3 lines. All you need, the very, very basics of CSS Grid, is just these 3 lines. Declare display grid, grid template rows, which is repeat 380px, which means like just repeat 80px 3 times. And then grid template columns, repeat 380px. And what it's going to do is that as long as you have the grid laid out, so this is the grid layout, all the child divs will just sort of float into its position. You don't have to do anything anymore. And even better, there's actually a shorthand. So it's actually just 2 lines for this. So in a way, CSS Grid layout is actually very powerful in this sense that like, it just makes it easier. And that's really it. So let's start with the magazine layout. So this is the magazine layout that I've chosen. And I'm just going to show you how to build the grid template right now. So this is how a designer will see, right? I guess a front-end designer, front-end developer, whatever, when given a layout, how you're going to build it first. You're supposed to build the track because you're supposed to lay out each track. So this is the one thing because you see the lines here. So this is the line. And then this thing for the text. And then this is the columns. And then also for the rows, because it starts here. So I'm just going to put 1 line here. And then this line is for, you see the image at the back. It's not very clear because of the opacity, but this line is because of the image at the back. Now I can create another line here because this one starts here, but I chose not to because I don't know, I guess it's my choice, right? I decided to just margin top this text so I don't have to create another line. But you can if you want to, because you're the coder, it's up to you. This line here is for this weird caption, which you probably cannot see, but there's a caption here. And then this line is at the end. So this is what we call the grid track. All right, it's better if you draw lines as well. And then now we're going to define the units for each track. How big is it, basically? And any unit is possible. You can use percentage, you can use rams, amps, pixels, and so on. So for example, this at the beginning here, I'll put 20px. And then I put 40px because why not? It takes about 40% of the page, well, more like 35 actually. And then I decided to use 1FR, 1FR, 1FR for this. 1FR is a new unit introduced with grid. It's pretty much a fraction of the free space. So what this does is that, and then at the end I put 20px. So 1FR, what it does is that the computer, I guess the browser, take 100% of the width minus 40%, minus 20%, minus 20px, minus 20px. The remaining, they divide 3 times because it's 1FR. If I put 2FR here, it will divide by 4 times, where this width will take 2FR, 2 fraction of the free space, 1FR, 1FR. And this is very important because if you use percentage, if you suddenly have a padding here, there's the thing called grid gap. If you have a padding here, the percentage sort of messes it up and then you have more than 100% space. It's not like a fitting. So, but with free space, basically the browser does the calculation for you. So this is something new that you should really take advantage of if you use CSS Grid in general. And then the row is 2 rem because why not another 2 rem? 60% because it takes about 60% of the space. And then down here, it could be 10%, it could be 10 rems if you want. I put 1FR for fun. So with this, you see, this is what the parent, this is what you should put for the parent. Grid template rows, like 20px. This is a typo. It's supposed to be 40px. And then the 1FR, 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 I can truncate down to repeat 3 1FR and then 20px at the end. Grid template rows, 2 rem, 2 rem, 60%, 1FR. And this is basically all you need for the parent div. Sorry. But now we have to go for the child div. So what will happen if you just put the parent div without doing anything to the child divs? The child div, like if this is the first element in your HTML, it will naturally go into this little thing here. If this is the second one, it will go into this box. And if it's the third one, it will go into that box. So what you need to do is that you need to assign properties to the child divs to tell it where it goes. And it's very easy. But the first thing you need to do is you need to number your tracks. So like see, for example, this is number first one, the very edge will be number 1. So number 2, go up to number 7. And then you do the same thing for your rows, which is top one will be number 1, and then at the end there will be 5. And then this is where the easy thing starts. So this intro is by choice. I put all this whole thing as one intro because I want to put the background white, the whole thing white. So this whole one intro, how do I place it here? It's super easy. Grid column, if I want it to start on the second track and on the third track, I just put 2/3. And then the same thing goes for grid row. If I want to start from 3 and end at 5, 3 and at 5, just put 3/5. There are a lot of various ways. For example, this one, caption, is actually over here. So 4, column 4, grid 4. And if it doesn't span longer than this, right? If it's just 1, you don't have to do the /4/5. You don't have to do grid rows 4/5. You can just put grid column 4, grid row 4. And then even more choices. This text here, grid column 4, okay. And then it was only 1 column. Grid row 2. And if I don't want to put 2/4, I can just put 2span2. That means it spans 2 rows. The same thing, you can use the same thing for grid column as well if it spans 2 columns. That's if you're lazy like me. Usually, I've done CSS grids for a long time now. I don't really number all these anymore. So I can sort of like guess where things will be. So I'll just put like, oh, I know this thing is going to span 2 columns and where it's going to start. Don't want to count when it's going to end, even though it's a simple math, 2 + 2. I just put span 2. And then text 2 is even more options. You see this is -3. It's basically count from the end. Grid column. So this will be -1. This will be -2. This will be -3. But I can put grid column -3 to -2. This is also our laziness because sometimes, because I don't, like I said, I don't number my columns anymore. So sometimes I just say like, oh, I know it's just going to be the last column or the second last. So it's just going to be -3 to -2 or -2 to -1. A very good hack as well, if you want something to span the whole thing, you can put grid column 1/-1. So it always take the full width. And particular is very useful. Just sometimes you change your parent tracks. If let's just say if I put 1/7 here and then realize I actually got one more column that I missed. If I change my parent track, then I need to change 1-8 here. But if I put 1-1, they will always change and I don't have to worry about that. So, and then grid row 2, span 3 columns. And this is the last one, image at the back. It starts with in grid row 2, if you can see, and at grid row 5, and then column. If it's at its right place, you don't even need to identify where to start because this one is going to start at the first column. So I just tell it to span 5. And span 5, it will actually take up until this space, but I decided to like just image 90%. So that, I don't have to create another column here instead. It's all just by choice. If you want to, you can go ahead and do it. It's just something that to minimize my code, I suppose. And of all these, because they're all overlapping, and depending on the placement, your image might actually overlap everything. You can z-index -1, where it just goes to the back. So any child divs that overlap, and if you want to arrange the order, z-index works. And that's pretty much basically it, how to build the layout. It's actually as simple as that. And one thing about this is that if you are having trouble as well building, use the grid inspector in Chrome and Firefox. Firefox is better, but Chrome's one is not bad too. I suppose. They will actually tell you. So the good thing about Firefox Grid Inspector is that they actually tell you all these numbers so that you can figure it out yourself. Chrome, yeah, but one thing Chrome is that they still show you how the grid is so that you can, see how to build it. I'm going to give you an example. Pretty much this layout on CodePen. Hold on. Is it clear? Clear, right? Change the view. So I think this is the main positive I feel about CSS Grid, where this is my HTML and I don't want the HTML to run here and there, because it's not even, if you remember the layout, the caption was in a very weird place. So the caption I might have to put at the bottom if I were to use Flex, for example, but I want it to be more semantic, because that's what an article is, right? If you look through a screen reader mode, this is what it is: the title, the blurb, the image, caption, and then the text. And if you applied the properties that I showed just now in just that 2 slides, this is what it's going to be. Magic, I suppose. Okay. And then there's an even better thing. So this is using pixels, and then it's slightly responsive. So you see this thing, remember, it was one FR, one FR, one FR. This first column, second column, and the last columns was pretty fixed in a way that is 40%. This will never change. This one was 20 pixels. This one was 20 pixels. So as you go closer, most of them don't change much. And then this one FR, like the free space, is distributed between these 3 columns. And then at some point, you see this overlap thing. There's actually this amazing thing. Instead of one FR, especially for text, well, only for text especially, you can use this element called, this unit called CH. It actually means characters. What you do is that you determine the number of characters here. So I think this one I put min max bracket 25 CH. That means that I don't want the div to shrink anymore if it reaches 25 characters. Maximum 45 characters. That means that if you reach 45, don't open anymore. This one was 0.1 FR. This one was 1 FR, I think, and this one was 0.1 FR. So what's going on here is that I'm going to show you the grid. So this is normal, right? This one is 45 CH. And then as it goes closer, the 45 CH remains because it is what it is. And then only the FR ones, which is this first one, this middle one here, and this last one here, will shrink, because FR is just free space. And what it's telling you that is the free space is getting smaller. So it's slowly closing in. Ta-da. And then after that, you realize that it's no more free space already, then only they start to shrink the one on the right. Yeah, but obviously at this point, you do another breakpoint and then do another grid, or maybe just block it. So that's the value, this new thing as well, CH, that you can use especially just for text. And then let me go back to this. Okay, wait, okay. A few tips to do your CSS grid. Use colored backgrounds to build a grid template. It's just much easier to see. You can use the grid inspector as well, but sometimes when you open up the inspect element, there's very little space to see your main browser. So this is, I think, one of the easier ways that I found to build grid. So like, as you can see, this is actually the grid for the back. Things that you should know with grid, you can use the same Flexbox properties for CSS grid. So whatever that you saw on Vishak's video, align items, justify content, align self, justify self. There's so many, try what to get whatever you want. Everything works exactly the same as CSS grid for CSS grid properties. You should know number 2, the centering items in the div is now 2 lines. Is an upgrade from using display flex, which was 3 lines. But this one, place items center, is just a truncated version for align items center and justify content center. Justify content center and probably align content center. Yeah, it becomes place item center. So now it's just 2 lines if that's what you fancy. Although to be fair, using flex is not a problem here. And I showed the easiest version where you use numbers, because I think it's that's what you should use. if you're getting started with CSS Grid. But as you learn more about the fundamentals of CSS Grid and you want to use it in real world production, I think this is where this comes in. It's very good value. You can name your tracks. So instead of grid, this is a child div. Instead of grid row 3-5 or like grid row span 5, you name it grid area header, because that's what it is, right? So this most likely will be like header, grid area header. And then when you use it, you still need to define grid template rows and grid template columns, but there's this thing called grid template areas, where you name header, 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 you use the grid areas name instead of just numbers. And it's very useful because it literally gives you a visual representation of what your layout is. And then your next developer come in, at least they're not so confused why you use grid. And then like a lot of my projects, I use numbers because my projects are super small. But I can imagine in a website where there's a lot of huge layouts, this is where it becomes very handy. So what it says is that because assuming this thing will have 3 columns, so 1, 2, 3, it has 5 rows. So when you say header, 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 you're just telling the browser to say this header will take up the whole space. Take up 3 columns on the first row. Then main, sidebar, main, sidebar. Main, dot if you don't want the sidebar to expand. So the sidebar will actually stop here in this grid track. And then the main will go on. Why like that? I don't know lah. Maybe your designer feel like that's the way he or she wants to do it. That's it. And then footer. Again, very useful just to show you how the website should look in general. And then, you can just build it like this. So Flexbox or grid? This was a question that came out, especially 2 years ago, was very prevalent when CSS Grid became more popular, and then a lot of devs were like, why are we doing it? Grid, Flexbox was enough, because Flexbox was such a step up compared to what we were previously using, which was floats. And Flex was amazing. And then there was this argument like Flexbox versus grid. And the correct answer is not one or the other, but it's actually both. They have their own value in each, which one that you want to choose. I guess the question is, I use both in a project, but when to use which? Vishak's video actually touched a little bit. Use the Flexbox where you don't know how big or how small a certain thing is, like the child divs. So you just want it to be flexible, because that's what it is, right? Flexbox. When you need to arrange multiple items in a single row or column as well, is very recommended to use Flex, because single row, not confusing, Flex one, that's it. Use grid when you need to arrange items in multiple columns or rows, or for layouts, unless it's really simple, like 2-1, where you can just flex 2 and then flex 1. But it is a very complicated layout, like the magazine layout that I just showed. Definitely use grid. And this is actually a real world example that I made into simple boxes that I did for a client. What is going on was that in the mobile version, the design was that this was ABC, a normal order, it will be a display block. But if you do it on desktop, suddenly the order changes. A and C is suddenly on this left sidebar, and B is here. And at the time, this was 3 years ago, I think. And I didn't know the solution, the proper solution. If I were to use Flex, I had to contain these 2 in one div, and then this in its div on its own. But then it doesn't work because this is not, the order is different. And then if I use Flex on the other way, if I put this thing first, item C will be down here instead. And then I need to use JavaScript to calculate the height, and then like margin top negative 150 pixels or something. So this was actually my first real world application of how grid pretty much just solved my problem. This was display, no need to grid, but no need to use anything, just display block. But then when I on desktop, I apply display grid, and then I just place the items where I want to place. And that's just pretty much it. So, and then there's a question. So my general rule is, if layouts, use grid for sure. Because anything not layout, if I use grid, I feel it's very overkill. But what if this scenario, right? What if this designer came to me and this was a card instead, like a media card? You know, like for example, if she wants to put the text here, this is the image, this is the CTA button. And then suddenly in desktop, don't know why, if she feels like it, this is the text, this is the image, this is CTA button. Then I'll still have the same problem. And I say that, would I use Flex or Grid in this situation? Even though it's a media card, it's like a smaller component, right, in a very big project. I think I would actually use Grid just to make my life easier. And if I think like that, there really isn't a set rule on when to use Grid and when to use Flex. It's just more of like whatever you think solves the problem, according to what you know Grid or how you know Flex, pretty much. And this is actually one of the projects that I did. All of these have the same HTML. They're all just altered using CSS Grid. And I think this is what's amazing about Grid, I guess. You can do something, give any HTML, if you want me to place here, you want your CTA to fly up here, no problem. It probably can be done if you don't use CSS Grid, probably a lot of position absolute hackings or like display flex hackings. But CSS Grid just makes things easier. And I think that's why you guys should get started. And then that's it, I guess. Thanks for your time. And if you can follow me, but don't want to follow, also can. I'm also a CSS enthusiast. There's probably one CodePen going out tonight. So if you like CodePens, you can visit my CodePen. That's it, really.
Amazing. No, everybody must follow you because amazing. Anyway, thanks for the amazing talk. It's really very useful because I just feel, for me, right, like sometimes I live in my CSS bubble because like you all are my friends, and then like some other CSS people are my friends, and I'm like, oh yeah, everybody knows Grid. No, that is not true. Not everybody knows, or at least have used it because they don't have to. So I think it's always good to have like a regular layout talk, regular Flexbox talk, regular Grid talk. So, and those of you, the 12 of you, okay, minus my computers, I don't know, the 8 of you, you're inside Zoom can unmute and ask question one. I say this only, no, the 2 of you don't stress, because even in real life, they also don't want to talk already. I just do this like a token, you want to talk or not? Never. 4 years already. I don't think you're going to start now. But like, feel free to prove me wrong, or maybe you're shy, then you're like prefer to type, can type lah. Yeah, I think the 2 of you covered like good content, so I'm not gonna do my ridiculous backup talk. It doesn't fit the theme of layouts. So yeah, it's also 8 o'clock. It's quite late, so I'm just gonna do a like closing. Meanwhile, again, reminder to all of you who actually bothered to go and like obtain the Zoom link and hang out in this Zoom chat. Like can let us hear a beautiful voice one. Don't shy. Okay, let me attempt to share screen. Wait,
Hello.
Let me press stop recording. Did someone say hello? I'm very excited.
Yeah.
What's
up? I'm a guy. I know my girl. I got a girl's name. People may think I'm a girl. I'm a guy.
Hello. Do you have any questions or comments or?
No. I'm very new to web development. I'm very new to CSS, JavaScript. I'm currently learning React. So I just installed Meetup last week, and it's very fun to realize. It's very fun to realize that hey, Singapore got so many active groups that do this kind of online Zoom chats. Very cool. But usually you guys have been doing Zoom all this while, or like previously you guys meet up in person?
So we have always been a physical meetup, and then COVID hit, and then we're like, oh no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we
so when you guys meet in person, you guys don't stream to YouTube,
we've never streamed to YouTube until COVID, so maybe that's a good thing. But like maybe we can consider streaming to YouTube. COVID you are probably going to online meet up for the rest of the year lah. So we will worry about the live thing when we can actually go out. Anyway, welcome to the community. Glad you stayed until now. Like I was like, oh yeah, he didn't drop off. Amazing.
I missed the first guy actually. I missed the first part.
Okay, don't worry. Vishak, he premiered his YouTube video with us. So it's already on YouTube.
Congrats.
Yeah. Subscribe to his channel. Okay, hit subscribe. If you don't know how to subscribe to a YouTube channel, you go to the YouTube channel, and then you'll see a red button.
Oh, really?
Subscribe. If you still red, is wrong. That's the wrong state. The correct state is gray and says subscribe with a D. That's the correct state.
I see. I didn't know that.
Amazing. Learn something new every day. But anyway, it's a Christmas time. So does anybody have any announcements? I don't know, you looking for a job, looking for employees, or you say that your dog is lonely, come. Anything goes. The original call was like, oh, if your cat needs a bit, like you need a cat sitter, but like now everybody at home, you're taking care of your own cat. So I'm like, I got nothing to say really.
Okay.
But I don't know. Does anybody like have any announcements?
I think I can plug something here. Since I just graduated, I'm also looking for some front-end roles. So if someone is looking for some front-end developer, you can hit me up.
Okay, everybody, you heard it here. Mr. Vishak, who is clearly well-versed in the art of CSS amongst other front-end skills, looking for a role, snap him up now.
I have
someone else does. Yes.
I have a question. So I just started learning CSS and all this stuff, right? Seems like from Olivia's presentation, there seems like there's never a perfect way to do things. It just depends on how you want to do it, right? How you feel is the correct way. There's no right way, right? Because that's what I keep doing, thinking when I'm doing some my own local kind of testing, right? And then I see like, maybe this is not the best way, or maybe. So I keep questioning: is there the better way, or is this the best way? But from what I see from Olivia's presentation, it's like as long as it shows up the way you expect it to show up, then it should be fine.
Correct. I think Rachel Andrews, who is the CSS grid expert, also say a lot of people come to her and ask like, oh, I don't know if I'm doing it right. And then her reply back was, well, does it work? If it works, then okay lah. I think especially when you're starting to learn as well, it's very overwhelming to always like find what is the perfect way. There's not really a perfect way. The best advice is just do what you can. If it works the way you want it to be, that's okay. And then 2 years later, if you look back and you want to improve it, feel free.
Nice. Okay.
Thank
you so much.
Yeah, no, I think that's a reason why a lot of folks with very traditional computer science backgrounds find CSS very annoying, because it's already a lot more open-ended than.
It's more of an art, actually, I think.
You could say that. Like for me, right, I see CSS as another digital design tool. Like, some people use Photoshop, or like you say, for in the creation of visuals, right? Like some people use pencil, paintbrush, use, I don't know, clay, you want to do sculpture.
Microsoft Paint,
same thing to me, yeah. And someone just said use table for everything. I mean, nobody's stopping you from doing it, It's not like your code will not compile if you use table for everything. There'll be other implications. Every technique you use has a trade-off. Use grid, there's actually also a trade-off. Grid is not like perfect, right? So the answer of it depends is very annoying, but also very true, because it really depends on the context on which what you are building. It's not just the code context alone, Sometimes it goes bigger than that. Like, hey, wait, does your team have 100 people? And the team is just you. That might also affect how you write certain things, how you structure the overall CSS of your project also. So again, if anyone is asking or looking for the answer, you're going to be very disappointed, because you cannot sit the responsibility of a decision to anyone else but you. I feel that
Right.
people who are looking for confirmation of are you doing it right, to a certain extent, right, you are kind of like
Pushing the responsibility.
something like that. It's every technical decision actually has this. I just think that for CSS, right, is more obvious. It's like because it's just so open-ended, right? When you
Right.
pick it, I feel that if you are able to explain like, oh yeah, I chose to use Flex in this particular instance because ABCD. If you can confidently kind of reason,
Convince. Mhm.
come up like reason to yourself like, I chose this because of these reasons and not others. I think that's good enough, you know?
Right.
It's not like you chose it because everybody say must use, then use. No, that's a terrible reason. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, anybody else has any conversation topics? No?
I just have one doubt. It's not related to CSS, but I've been trying to use Firefox, the regular version, not the nightly one. But if I try to open Firefox on my 2015 Mac, it gets heated up really quickly. Is this a common issue, or is it happening only for
Wait,
me?
what edition are you using?
The Firefox?
Yeah.
Uh, I think the latest stable version.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But what are you doing? Really? Just normal browsing?
Yeah, just normal browsing. If I use nightly, it's not happening. But if I use the regular Firefox, it's heating up.
Scandalous. No, I only have nightly on my personal computer, but I have stable on my
Okay.
work. I'll go and try later. Oh my god, scandalous.
It's been happening for a while for me. I don't know if it's my
Yesterday
computer
there
or
was
the
an
browser.
update. You try update and see. No, yesterday they pushed a new version.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Maybe,
Okay.
yeah, can try.
Maybe I can try that.
Interesting. Oh, bugs. Anything else? Anybody? Don't have also never mind. Okay, don't have, then I move on to the next slide. Next slide is best friend meetup. So best friend meetup has a YouTube channel. 2 months ago they were trying to get to 100 subscribers. So I kept talking about it. Now they passed 100 already. That doesn't mean you don't need to subscribe. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe because lot of good content coming out of them. I know the name got React Knowledgeable, but if you look at the analysis, right, actually they don't really talk a lot more about. They focus more on the knowledgeable than the React. So yes, lots of good stuff. They are #learn in public. I think most of the time these days they stream their talks every Friday at 6 p.m. So I mean it's Friday lah. Like stop working at 6 p.m. and watch this amazing React Knowledgeable. Okay, thank you everybody for joining us on this 3rd of June when government
Yeah, I
already
have a
say
question.
that circuit breaker has lifted. Yes, question. Someone say question. What's up?
Yeah, I wrote it.
What?
Is there a good tooling support for it? I'm asking specifically for like linting or formatting.
Agreed?
Yeah,
Interesting. I am not sure.
so okay. Is I refer to the example that Olivia put in when you put all the headers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you write like the way that you see the grid in the real layout, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So I'm asking, is there like a good tooling support for it?
I'm not sure what you mean
Something
specifically by linting, but if you open DevTools, you can see the name. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah. I'm asking for like linting and like all right, prettier stuff. So for example, if you format something with pretty, right, it try to squeeze everything in one line or thing like that. So is there like good support for that?
You're saying minification, whether it will still work?
Not really minification. Like formatting, like code formatting. If if you run Prettier on it, or if you run Styling on it, like
I'm not sure if
with
anyone has come up with the I don't know base config for it because I don't use an linter. I'll be honest. I do not lint my CSS.
I see.
But if anyone can answer his question, okay. Olivia says she uses it every day with every project.
Wait, no, that was for somebody.
Oh, somebody else, huh?
Somebody
Okay.
asked me when was the last time I used Flexbox. I was like, I'm not attached to CSS Grid. I still use Flexbox quite a bit, especially like, if it's just one single line, Flexbox.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like for me, it was like I don't know 4 hours ago. Yeah, but the linting question, I really don't know like for all this linting prettier stuff, right? Is to me it's more relevant for JavaScript. I don't like CSS. I won't say handwrite what. I don't really care. VS Code by default provides autocomplete. Oh, that's good to know. Oh, like I mean for values, sure. Like for actual CSS values, yeah, autocomplete is I don't know if that's what it means by linting, man. Because for me, when I do the template areas, I adjust it by eye, like I eyeball the thing. I don't know how. When I use Sublime Text, I don't think the support is quite good yet because it still highlights that it's wrong when it's correct. So I don't know, maybe see if somebody I feel it might be tricky. It can't be that tricky, right? It's like just passing tokens. I don't know. I've never tried writing a linter plugin before. If somebody knows, they could chime in or something. Yeah, sorry, we are like quite useless, cannot answer your question. But anyway, sorry.
I'm sorry?
Oh yeah, I'm just apologizing for not being very useful.
No worries. I guess that thing is still pretty new, so.
But maybe give it some time. People will probably update the.
So for linting,
Yeah, all this tooling is always quite interesting to look into how they keep up because I think there's a challenge in that features are coming out faster. So in terms of support, the folks that are maintaining these tools also have an increased like workload as browsers push things faster. They kind of have to keep up. It's interesting times if you are a tool maintainer, I would say. Yeah, anyways, thank you everybody who instead of going out or queue for bubble tea, you all actually chose to spend 1.5 hours between here listening to CSS. That is amazing. Amazing to the 16 people on the live chat and the I don't know how many of you, the 12 of you who are still in Zoom.
Is this a weekly thing?
Plus, no, it's monthly. Weekly,
Okay.
I die. Cannot. But we are knowledgeable weekly because they are more professionally run outfit. I just do this anyhow. So our closing is to remind everybody, wash your hands, don't touch your face or other people. You could have been anywhere else in Singapore tonight, but you chose to spend your time with us. For that, Singapore CSS is forever grateful. Okay, thanks, bye. See you all next month.
Thanks, bye.
Bye. I need to stop the live stream. Oh no. Where's my YouTube? End stream.